Hello, everybody. Welcome to Delos, Minnesota. It's been a hell of a morning. Packhouse of the Ravens of the Lost is a quiet place, an eerily quiet place. Amidst the stifled tears and gentle back rubs and various teas being made and various um, biscuits and cakes and various comfort foods after being eaten, things are very quiet, very solemn. There's a weight of what's just happened really is like a anchor on the building itself. Damon Lynch Krause strokes his mate Charlotte Sullivan's hair softly, calmly, being a very warm presence. Leaf, the packmate, has left. Maria is fussing around outside. She's worried. Lily is nowhere to be seen. You reckon Lily's been gone though for the past day. You reckon she went off to do some stuff with one of the Theurges. As Damon just very gently just strokes her hair in the soft silence.
I imagine with enough time, Charlotte has cried herself out, and while she refused food at first just because she didn't want to eat, she has been plied and coaxed and finally eaten, well, something today, which is good. But most of what she's done since getting back to the pack house has just been laying curled up with Damon, whether it's down on the couch or up in the bedroom, wherever have you, just curled up, either head in his lap, leaning against him, just taking comfort and not talking about what happened at all.
He plops a Jaffa cake in your mouth.
Oh, what?
Do you know the Jaffa cakes, like the cream, like basically you ever have had the orange flavored chocolate?
Oh.
They're a big thing in Ireland.
Yep. She'll nibble on that. She's letting him feed her. She doesn't seem especially motivated to eat anything, but at least she's letting him give it to her. But yeah, she stays just nested there, seemingly for the most part content, though she gets antsy when he gets up to make tea, gets up to do anything, sticks very close. And yeah, she just lays there and is definitely kind of distant eyed. That you can tell she's picturing and thinking about whatever's gone on. She's kind of dwelling on the morning's events, yesterday's events. So she's pretty distant eyed. Though she does look up at him now and again. Come back kind of to the here and now, but every time that he stops talking, she just kind of falls back into it, thinking about it, trying to process it.
Eventually, there's a knock on the door. Just a light do 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 do.
Well, like down at the front door?
At the back door.
Oh. I mean, to be fair, she doesn't show any interest in going to get it. She doesn't even really react.
Damon plants a kiss on the top of her head and will walk and open the door. You can hear two people shuffling in.
She'll flick a glance over, but she's probably nested in a blanket and happy that way for the moment.
Like bodily, semi-carrying Cassie. Cassie is holding onto her stomach.
She kind of sits bolt upright. And are we assuming that they're downstairs? I assume.
Yes, yes, this is the living room.
Yeah, she finally gets up, bolt upright on the couch, and kind of holds out, her arms, like, bring her over. Obviously, looking to
Is there?
get Cassie set
Lena,
down on the couch.
Lena say very calmly, "Is there a place in private we can talk, the three of us?"
Um, yeah. She like shoots a glance past them to Damon, but points to the stairs.
Damon just gives a nod, like, and he'll just say, "I'll be here. I'll tell you if anyone's coming."
There's some reluctance, but she first points to the stairs and then kind of properly gathers the situation together. It finally seems to click and comes over to get on Cassie's other side, help get her up there. Because her bedroom's probably the easiest place to know they'll have privacy.
You help her. Lena lifts her easily enough, and both of you get her slowly upstairs. You see her like paling every time you get her slowly up the stairs. You know what I mean? Step by agonizing step. And you eventually come into your room. Lena closes the door, locks it. Cassie flops down the bed, still holding her stomach.
Oh, that's right. You can't do mother's touch on yourself.
Nope.
Fuck.
Lena will turn very calmly. We have about 20 minutes to half an hour before the true catcher arrives.
Why?
He's coming to talk.
And despite herself, like she knows rank and file and is normally very good about it, but all things considered, she's still got a blanket draped across her shoulders and all, and just kind of shakes her head. I, I don't want to talk about it.
You're going to have to. And I'm here. We're here to help you explain the situation.
How?
Her lips form into a line. She looks over at Cassie, and Cassie opens her hands and lifts her shirt. And my God, Charlotte,
It,
you've seen
it
it.
just kills her a little more.
You've seen a clave cut, right? You've seen Skyripper train with that thing. Every cut is precision. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Even unfortunately referencing the blow that killed Gemma. Precision. Clean. This looks like it was torn from side to side. It hasn't gone all the way through her back. It's just pierced right through, right in the gut. And it looks like something twisted it and spun it around so it looks ripped.
Her face just kind of falls. She's pretty much run out of tears to just shed for the sake of shedding at the moment. It's just that kind of sad grimace.
He frenzied, Cassio said through gritted teeth.
Did nobody see?
She shook her head. I could hear people coming, so I had to move quickly.
What about... She kind of glances over at Lena. What about the yelling?
Well, that is the next point of contention. It's been known that Skyripper and Marcel have had tensions in the past.
Usually, we can't talk, Francine. Could maybe make the case that it was strange, but I don't know if they'll believe it.
Think. There was roaring and yelling when Cassie swept him.
Yeah. Yes.
There was provocation brought on by... Just say very carefully. Harsh training done by Marcel to the Cleats.
Won't he deny it?
No, for it's not a lie. Marcel is harsh in his training.
Yeah. She kindly just slumps down into a sit on the bed, down a bit from Cassie, so she has a room so she doesn't get jostled.
He's going to ask you of his opinion on the punishment he has already asked the other Philodoxus.
Frenzying's normal.
It
I mean,
is,
it's
but
not good, but it's normal.
considering the grievous injury of Cassie.
Litany doesn't hold us responsible for what we do in a frenzy. Not unless we, eat someone or something. She's kind of just looking down and aside.
And the damage done to the Trimidson household. Just give an honest answer. He's been removed from the Guardians, however.
She's still got that kind of long look going, just kind of staring at a random point, somewhere between the wall and the floor. Shaking her head. It's not. It shouldn't be anything big.
Nod.
So
Cassie just wheezes beside you.
does she have both hands on her stomach or one hand loose or anything?
Both hands. She's both hands and she's shaking. In pain.
She finally just kind of slumps forward and puts her face in her hands. I wish Lily was here.
Lily is taking care of Juno.
I can't. She kind of glances aside. I can't do anything.
Cassie just nods. It's alright. I'll manage.
I know you will, but seems wrong to just let it sit.
She lets out a breath. Melanie will be here soon.
Okay. Yeah. She'll finally kind of stretch over, reach to grab one of her pillow, and pull it over so that Cassie can tuck herself a little more comfortably. Since let's face it, she really shouldn't move again.
She curls in the fetal position, nearly crying with pain.
And all things considered, since blood loss and stuff and massive trauma can mean you need to keep a person warm, she'll actually get up, think the blanket from around her own shoulders, and kind of carefully, very gingerly, get it over her without tucking it too close and jostling her. And then we'll even go a step further and reaching towards the head of the bed and folding back the other blanket so it kind of flops the opposite direction over her, just kind of trying to burrito her up some.
I'll apply bandages later, Lena will say, once you have your meeting.
So he's already...
He is discussing it with Rides the minute as he's beta. What happened?
Oh.
Aya's dead mother vouched for Marcel's harshness.
Yeah, he's a dick.
Nod. I need you not to tell him about my family.
I know. I'm not gonna.
Nod. What you saw in that room, you can never repeat.
I wouldn't. it already kills her. Why would I?
If you want, but you can't say anything.
If you want what?
Some sense of justice, like basically implying like I know I get why you would want to say it.
No. She's just numbly shaking her head.
Her rubs her chin. Very well.
Finally just starts vigorously rubbing her face. I'm not. Of course they'd move fast on this.
He's only doing his job.
I know.
Leaf was very fair in his judgment.
He always is.
At the most, they're thinking of giving him the right of ostracism. That's the worst case scenario.
I don't see how that helps.
It's more to appease certain parties.
Those parties can eat a dick. She's saying this. She's still distant-eyed the whole time. She's obviously just kind of letting it fall out of her mouth.
And it'll just rub her face. It's more as a balanced decision, I think. Thanks to Cassie, it was, from what he believes, a frenzy.
Yeah.
You were one of the main witnesses there. That's why he's coming to you.
You not talking to Juno then?
Juno, he will have to wait. She is last on the list.
Well, maybe that she was getting Freya out. Didn't see.
I will talk to Juno later. For now, if he asked, Juno was handling, along with Rides the Lightning, care for her sister and brother who are grievously wounded.
Yeah.
And it just nods again, very stoic. Ish, like Charlotte, you can tell she's a mess. It's in the eyes, but she's maintaining this sort of almost pillar-like. You can tell if she wasn't against the wall, she probably would have slumped down by now.
Stuff just kind of seems to all gravitate to the same people, doesn't it? It's kind of fucked up.
Yes. There is a lot that went on. And a lot was kept hidden.
It's just insult to injury at this point.
Yes.
What are we saying? Like, we know Marcel's a dick, but that we talked about it, that we mentioned it, and that's what set him off? That I mentioned it? Whoever?
That it was mentioned, and Skyripper reacted.
Okay.
Juno obviously became upset due to the marriage. She'll say in a very controlled voice. You can tell she's trying not to get angry as she's saying it.
Yeah.
And Skyripper reacted. I'm sorry for you having to be put through this.
No, it's stuff I needed to know anyways.
Not. Yes. But I fear you've seen my niece in a more vulnerable position than ever any other Fenrir would ever want her to see.
It's a good thing I'm not Fenrir then.
It's a very good thing. If you look down,
Just people. Kind of
we are
glorified people.
too, but
Many Glasswalker. Let me tell you, the person we'd be judging wouldn't be her.
it works both ways for us.
No. I mean, if I needed another reason. Kind of
Another
glances
reason.
between them. She's already said things to Cassie. She kind of shrugs. Nothing. Just got some shit to do.
I see. A word of advice
Hmm?
when it comes to the Glasswalker.
What? This time she actually like orients in, like focuses on her properly.
You're already losing.
I know.
Do you know why?
Because he knows I'm even a piece on the board.
No. It's because you're emotional.
Yeah. Giving a shit kind of sucks in this situation, I guess.
It's not about giving a shit. Carves cares about the war and purging the worm.
Yeah, but when that's all you care about, the point that you're literally sociopathically apathetic to other people,
He
it's
wants you to.
disgusting.
He wants you to react.
Yeah, well, it's working.
That's
I
all
have,
I can tell you.
I have no idea what I'm going to do later. I have to go meet with
Don't
him. I have to go have dinner with him, and I have no idea how I'm
ref-
going to keep my shit together.
refuse.
I don't know if I can get away with it.
Tell him you're a clever girl. You'll come up with a way if you so choose it.
Starting to think the easiest way to win the game is to play it. I don't want to.
If you don't wish to play the game, then don't play it, and don't pretend to play it when you don't want to play it.
I just don't want to play his. Sits
Then
back.
don't.
She's still oriented in.
Then don't.
She mulls over it because, let's face it, she was kind of convinced at this point that she didn't have another option. But if the Ragabash is pointing the thing out,
You can go into that dinner if you wish and play the game, or you can't. It is up to you. It's your choice. He didn't give you an order, did he?
no. No,
She
this
just
is
leaves.
an Adrian with expectations.
She just leaves that hanging. You're a smart girl. I trust you'll find a way to keep the balance.
I mean, it's either play along like shit worked or don't.
It's your choice.
God, I'm not in the headspace for a strategy game right now. Just rubs her hair.
There's no strategy in making a decision that you feel strongly behind.
I mean, I want to punch him in his cocky face, but I can't do that. So,
Hmm.
no, it's just. I could act like I kicked Puppy about it and just go and do it, but I'd have to be able to pull it off. And I guess if he's smart, even if he thinks it worked, I don't think he'd trust me for shit. So I'm not sure it would get me anywhere. I gotta think. How how long? She's side glancing to Cassie every so often, just kind of. God, it kills her to see her in that state.
She's just lying there, like half asleep, half dazed, just holding her stomach, like biting her lips, almost like she's trying to keep herself focused.
Yep. How long do people usually fight back when he starts his bullshit?
Most fight back to a certain point that they are themselves comfortable with. Some don't even realize that he's gotten ahead. My alpha did something publicly, but he has the clout to get away with that. Others simply found ways that he could not worm around.
I just wonder if he'd buy it, if it looked like it worked this early.
Whether he buys it or not, it's what everyone else says and what everyone else thinks.
Oh gosh, she just reels back and lays on the bed, just across it, like essentially next to Cassie, maybe a foot or two away. Like, fuck.
I'll go check if the true catcher's arrived. And she'll just unlock the door and then close it behind her, leaving you and Cassie alone.
She looks over at poor Cassie and just will reach over, will actually lever herself partway back up and just very, very delicately go to, pull bits of hair out of her face because I imagine she's curled up and really not in a state to move her hands to do any of it for herself. So she
Nope.
just starts very delicately, you know, kind of stroking her hair back out of her face.
Uh, I'm sorry.
You are the last person that needs to be sorry.
I didn't seizure at least.
You didn't.
No. I was really scared though.
Yeah, you weren't the only one. I'm sorry I
This,
didn't come down and help you.
it was alright. Ride said that you needed me to help hold Skyripper off.
Yeah.
So I tackled him and I felt the silver hit my stomach and the blade stuck and I am. She winces. Twisted.
Proof positive that anyone who thinks you're weak has no idea what they're talking about.
Well, I thought. She pales. She grips her stomach again. Even if I did die, it would still be a frenzy. It would look like that at least.
Yeah.
I'm sorry I couldn't keep your secret. I got scared.
It's okay. It was a really big secret to just dump on you. And I don't blame you for being scared.
You're not mad at me.
No, I can't be mad at you.
Abel's mad, I can feel him.
I bet.
Zori is having a panic attack.
You're alive.
Mm-hmm.
It could be a lot worse.
I know. I haven't seen her this worried in a long time. She'll look at the door.
I'm sure they'll be here literally as fast as they can drive.
I wasn't talking about them. She'll look at the door, kind of smiling. There is blood in her teeth.
She kind of blinks.
Lena, she hasn't been this worried in a long time.
Why? Because of what happened with Juno?
You don't know.
I don't know a lot.
You can't tell her I told you this.
Okay.
Lena cannot have children.
Oh.
So,
Oh. Kind of glances to the door.
each one of us are her children. She tries her best
Yeah.
not to show it.
She's good at it. Most of the time.
She has to be. From what I understand. She'll smile weakly.
That whole Fenrir strength, huh?
I think you and Juno are her favorite.
I can't see why. I'd be like the worst kid ever.
Ask her.
I'm like what happens when your mom looks at you and say, "May your daughter be just like you."
Ask her.
I'd just walk up and ask, "Am I one of your favorites?"
That's what I did to Junkyard.
He said yes, didn't he?
Nod.
Of course you are.
The door opens and Lena stands there at the doorway. He's here. He's coming down the laneway.
Yeah, I'll get downstairs. She just pauses long enough to like swing by her closet and snag like I don't know, comfortable kind of zip up hoodie, something she can just shrug on since she has gotten rid of the blanket and still just kind of wants to be warm and wrapped up in something. And yeah.
Lena has a med kit as well. You can tell she's coming to
Oh, thank God. And yeah, she'll just ease out. Pull the door to, not pull it completely shut unless Lena wants to pop it shut behind her, but so they can hear. And she will just amble
She doesn't.
down the stairs. Glance around for Damon. And go plop herself back on the couch.
When you come down the stairs, he's right in the door, like standing there. Back rigid. Your friend, let me in. Maria.
And I'm thinking, probably kind of similar to what she does with the other glasswalkers. It's not so much the throat as, giving a proper bow the head in respect and some sort of a little saluting type gesture, something that indicates rank without being wolfish.
He just inclines his head at you, like, yes, I've acknowledged you showed me rank, you know what I mean?
Come have a seat, Raya.
Just nods. Would you like tea?
Kind of blinks at him because he's offering her tea when he's the guest, and it just kind of 404 does not compute for a hot second. Would you?
Tea would be preferable for these things.
Yeah, I'll make yourself at home. And she just kind of blinks and autopilots for the kitchen. Like maybe I should have led with asking if you wanted tea. Fuck it.
Sits down, very, again, straight, hands on knees. Everything is in particular.
Then yeah, when she gets in the kitchen, she gives herself a couple pats on the cheek, like wake the fuck up. You gotta do this shit right. And yeah, she'll get together shit for tea. Because this much she should be able to do on relative autopilot.
You make tea.
Yup. Come out with a tray. Then we'll set it out, within his easy reach and find herself a seat.
And yes, he will sit there, takes a measured sip. How are you feeling?
A little like I have whiplash, Raya, but I'm alright.
Nods. The frenzies can be quite exhausting, from what I remember.
It can get hectic. And shrugs.
Again, takes a slow sip, watching you. Those kind of hazelish eyes, just like fucking. You feel like you're being X-rayed.
I mean, fuck it. Once he's got his tea, she's gonna pick up one as well because warm drink. Fuck it. Gives her something to put her hands on too. So what can I do for you, Raya?
I would like you to explain.
It's fairly simple, Raya. I'm sure you heard there was mention made of Marcel and with Juno's history with him, she became upset, and Skyripper clocked it, and I couldn't believe he and his rage fit in the same room.
I see. This is what also Den Mother, Reds the Lightning, and Cassie has said. Do you believe that the Silver Shrine, as there were reports of screaming his name, do you believe that this was a result of this information he received?
I don't know whether it was the information or if it was how upset we got, but it was a pretty. Kind of thinks about it for a second. Human empathetic response. He wanted to do something about it.
He has done something before. Challenged the same person by throwing a clave down in front of him. Do you believe that before the frenzy occurred, that the Silver Fang was going off to do the same?
He didn't explain himself to me, Raya. I can't know for sure, but I imagine there might have been a challenge in his mind.
How is Charlotte looking, by the way?
She's looking rough, but she's very carefully
How is she?
not. Hmm?
How does she sip her tea even?
She's obviously treating the tea as like a comfort thing. She is looking, well, like someone who went through some shit and is still processing. And considering that she doesn't generally wear like jackets and stuff around just for the sake of wearing them, she's just, yeah, to all appearances, she is kind of shocked, like recovering from the shock of the whole thing, but in her right mind, just holding the tea like the comfort of holding a warm cup as opposed to because she desperately wants tea. She's not slouching. She is, in fact, doing her best to hold herself in a way that he will appreciate more. But I imagine it's pretty clear that that is exactly what she's doing. She's just trying to by the book it.
You are being very formal.
I try to respect my Raya's preferences and
I see.
shrugs.
Did you think I would disapprove of your emotion?
Kind of mulls over it for a second. I find a lot of people here do.
Do you
And
think
I
I am one
don't.
of those people?
Pardon?
Do you think I'm one of those people?
No, Raya.
Then why are you being formal with me when I have not asked you for formality?
I guess it's force of
Sips
habit,
his tea.
Raya. Which kind of, again, uh, the way I give a report to you is different from the way I go about giving a report to, say, Perfidy. I try to match the appropriate by the book way of doing it. I wasn't thinking.
I see. Takes a sip of his tea. So, is this your first frenzy you have witnessed?
Knits her brow for a second, thinking back, because she's seen some gruesome shit, but trying to remember if she's seen a frenzy outright.
I imagine she would have.
I've, I mean, they happen. It's kind of par for the course.
And are you this emotional after everyone?
No, Raya.
I see. Again, he doesn't lean forward, he doesn't move, just watches.
But
And what about this one made you so emotional?
the whole conversation with Skyripper was trying. And when he went outside and everything happened, Freya was there on the porch. There was a lot going on, and Gemma's only been gone so long. It's just kind of piling up, Freya.
I see. So it was a combination of unbridled rage and grief that caused this from everyone.
It's, yeah.
All right, Charlotte. Give me a manip sub diff 4 because you pulled off a pretty good lie.
I mean, it's not wholly untrue, really, if you think
Exactly.
about it.
Just exactly. That's the point. It's diff 4.
Oh boy. Can I spend willpower?
Yeah, I'll be nice. You can.
Oh, thanks, buddy.
You did do pretty good. I will give you that.
Thankfully, lies of omission are a lot harder to catch. So that's with the willpower 4 successes.
You rolled it.
Oh,
You rolled it in right.
I did. I'm a champion. Do you want me to reroll?
I'll be nice and let you keep the 3 successes.
4 with willpower. Do.
It's 4 with a willpower. That is the threshold you needed to cross.
Toggle down my willpower again.
He'll stare at you sipping his tea. However, I'm going to ask your opinion as a Philodox. You have been, so far, doing good reports from what I am hearing from the others. Apart from one incident with a Get Philodox, but that was more fright than anything from what I am understanding, and you have adhered to punishment. Sips tea. What do you think the punishment should be for an Adrian Silverfang who frenzied on a bunch of Cleats in a house with 2 injured kinfolk and not his own territory?
And she goes back to kind of looking off and mulling, because he has framed it to be a lot harsher than she was originally thinking about it. So she's kind of making adjustments.
I mean, he's not wrong.
He's not.
Also grievously wounding another, you could say, Cleath, while attempting to provoke a challenge from another Adrian, all the way across Sept in the Tellurian. These are the facts from what I'm reading.
Well, at least the frenzy was outside the home, though it didn't keep it from damaging the home.
It did not.
One can argue the fact that the Sept is the Alpha's territory and not our individual territory, especially once you're talking outside of the home. Neither of the kinfolk that were already injured were injured any further. And those who were injured are those who moved to aid in the frenzy, knowing full well the threat. At the very
Not.
least, I would say that Skyripper should Skyripper Raya should, at the very least, fund repairs to the home. If he is not capable of performing the repairs himself, make apologies, earnest ones, perhaps a deed for each of those who were directly impacted by the frenzy.
The Philodox leaf said a rite of contrition to the Pack Alpha would work.
She nods agreement.
Wildfire suggested a rite of ostracism for his lack of behavior.
A rite of ostracism with all the things crawling through the city right now doesn't seem especially wise or in any way beneficial to the Sept.
Nods his head slowly. Like he's very carefully considering each word you say, sipping his tea. Like he's analyzing, processing, sipping away. It would not. I do agree.
So, yeah. Sorry, go ahead.
I do agree with the rite of contrition. And reformations. That is a good suggestion.
She sits back a moment and thinks about it, continues processing. I don't imagine that Cassie will remain injured for very long. I would say it fell on him to aid her in her tasks and to help her in getting around and caring for her until she was back to full health.
Not slowly. I understand from assessing the wound myself. It was a very grievous injury.
She nods. It would be a show of humility, at the very least. And it would be making right what was made wrong.
That is a good suggestion. Takes a sip of his tea. I have not introduced Cassie into the equation for judgment as she is technically biased.
She nods understanding. Just the easy acceptance of, well, that makes sense.
Anything else that you would choose?
She continues to kind of mull it over. Perhaps there's a shit. Juno has the two kinfolk claimed, right?
Mm-hmm.
So a rite of contrition to her would be a rite of contrition also to the
To
person
them,
who
yeah.
claimed the kinfolk. So it's not like
Yes.
she needs to bring Lena into it.
Nope.
And the other people who were there were all packmates of his, right?
Yeah, the rest that intervened were his pack running in.
A rite of contrition to the pack alpha is also a rite of contrition to the one who's claimed the kinfolk. I'm sure that any issue amongst his pack will be settled amongst his pack.
Not. Very well. He has been removed from the guardian chain, to my understanding. The warder feels ways about one of her sons being threatened. I said that she should not, but it is ultimately her decision.
In the end, yeah, it's her decision, and it's not as though it will keep him from defending the sept if defense is needed.
No, that is true. Well, is there anything else you would like to tell me?
Uh, no, not offhand. I'll be, no, I've already sent Perfidy my last report, so, no, should be fine.
You did, and that is towards perfidy. You are now reporting to me.
Would you like to hear it, Ryan? It wasn't to do with this.
I know what your report to perfidy is. You have met with my contact in the city.
Remind me, was it Anton that was his?
Mm-hmm.
She nods.
You have also met Vincent.
She nods again.
Then you are aware of our presence.
Yes, Ryan.
Say very carefully as he puts down the tea. You are also aware that a certain individual was there. That we both know she should not be mentioned in any report.
Of course not, Ryan.
Nods again.
Then yeah, if he looked over it, the squeaky cleaniest.
Oh, he's just staring at her like it's written on his face. Like, I know what you wrote. That's not. Do you know what I mean?
Yep, she just nods. Understood.
He puts the thing down very carefully, folding his hands together. Anton has told me you're interested in helping him.
Very much so, Raya.
Does this mean you shall be working with us?
I should hope so, Raya. I would hate to work without your blessing.
The point I am making, Charlotte Sullivan. I know who is in your tribe. I know who reports to me daily. And I know who does not. Would you like to be one of those people who reports to me?
I'm debating whether I should have bothered to roll it, because he's probably going to catch it anyway.
What are you rolling?
Appearance subterfuge. And he
Roll
goes,
it.
I know who's in your tribe.
Roll it. Oh, that shit's so fucking hard, Katie. Wow. Show me it. Okay. Oh, wow. Jesus Christ, Katie. That is such a bad roll.
Oh, God. That is an impressively bad roll, is what that is. He says, I know who's in your tribe. And she just. The face she pulls, it's completely unconscious. She doesn't mean to do it, but oh God, the face she pulls. Like something slimy just brushed across her shoulder, essentially. That particular line is when it happens. Just wow. Clear as day, right on her fucking face.
Picks up his tea, takes a sip, puts it back down. Do you wish to be one of the people who reports to me and will work for me?
She actually kind of pitches him a measuring glance. Not that she expects to get anything.
Well, do you want a peony?
I think I do.
I contend with the Drew Catcher. Oh. He doesn't roll all. He doesn't roll 9
I
ones.
know. It was funny.
Palpatine face on his face when he rolls down. It's like, yes, yes.
She didn't get shit. It was still,
Cold
even
and
with only 3 successes, goddamn.
cold and emotionless. It's eerie, Charlotte. It's like he doesn't even blink. It's like you're looking at a fucking robot.
She thinks about it for a second. May I ask a very impertinent question, Raya?
What do you wish to?
Does Carves report to you, Raya? I assume not.
The one known as Carves the Path does not. The one known as Carves the Path likes to claim he does. But the one known as Carves the Path has never put a report on my desk.
And very much so, Raya.
I see. And then I know your reasons. Very good. He will open up his jacket and hand out a brown envelope and just slide it on the table. That is your starter fund. You will report to Vincent every second day to work. Now thank me and shake my hand. He stands up and extends his hand.
She kind of blinks wide-eyed at the envelope, but yeah, she you know what? Sometimes simple directions work real good. And yeah, as he starts to rise, she pops up on her feet and still looking just a touch bewildered, puts out her hand and says, "Thank you, Raya. Thank you very
The
much."
second his grip is like steel, Katie, and is like you were looking deep into those robotic eyes, unblinking. As Darkin Gallows is going to emphasize something. Because he's a fucking Shadow Lord. Of course he has to emphasize something.
You know what? As long as he doesn't teach a lesson the same way Marcel does, she'll probably take it on the chin.
Oh, really? Oh, really?
I mean, if Carves had said something as opposed to getting her ass kicked, she probably would have been like, well, maybe I should just fuck off. But no, now she's mad.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, really.
Oh, really?
Do it.
Let's gotta double check this fucking Shadow Lord gift. What?
This is not a list I know well, but this is going to be good.
Oh boy. What's your willpower, Katie?
Current or total?
It's always current from what I'm reading.
If it's current, then 3.
Okay. No, it's always permanent. Sorry, perm.
Oh, perm, then 6.
It's early.
It's okay.
Uh,
Then 6.
Excellent.
She is a reasonably willful teenager.
Perfect. He spends a gnosis.
Oh boy.
Are you ready for this dice pool?
Nope.
This is charisma intimidation.
Awesome.
This is an Athro, okay?
Yep.
But he might have done something. You're not doing too bad. It's not the worst thing he could have done to you. Believe you me.
I mean, like I said, as long as he doesn't stoop to a Carves level.
That's a shit ton of successes he got.
What was his
You can't move.
diff?
6.
Oh. I can't move?
You can't move. You're almost frozen in place. It's fucking terrifying.
Yeah, she locks up. And the expression definitely shifts, like, oh shit. But not quite stark terror, but definitely some shock.
Again, the voice is so silent. Like, you know what I mean? He never raises his voice. That's what probably makes it more scary. If you should ever compromise my people or myself, there will be nothing left of you. Nothing left of anything you own, anything you dream. There will be nothing left. I am not someone to be trifled with. I have given you fair deal.
I think I missed the last one.
I have given you fair deal, and I expect fair return. You are mine to work for. To work with. I fucked that line up. You are mine. You work for me. You answer to me. And should you obey, you will rise.
How long
Again,
does that effect stay?
for let me double check the gift's rules because he got a good
That's
fucking roll.
it's 4 successes.
1 turn.
She's not moving.
How's Charlotte feeling? Because you can't move, but like your eyes can move and all that. Essentially, from what I understand.
She's shocked. She's there's that edge of oh, like kind of oh shit, because I mean he was a big dog before, but he is a much bigger dog now. There is still some tiny bit of relief because by doing this, he's actually saving her from something else. And truth be told, sooner or later, as a glasswalker, she was going to bump into someone who was the big dog. So she is shocked. She's definitely freaked a bit by not being able to move. There is some fear, but it's not like stark terror. It's just like, oh, this is happening right here in the living room. Okay, well, that was a line that he drew. It's a very clear line that I'm never going to step over, ever.
And when you are done with my being under my service, I expect loyalty, even against those in your tribe. Loyalty to this sept and to me. Thank you for the tea. I will look forward to hearing your progress. Buttons back up his jacket and will walk out, leaving you frozen in place.
Well, okay. Rest assured that even when it wears off, she's probably gonna jelly leg it down to the floor, like, and just sit there.
The shaky form of this person walks in after about 20 minutes. She even seems fucking nervous that the trick catcher is here. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, fucking Charlotte's got like the 1,000 yard stare going on. Like, oh, she's just sitting on the floor, just chilling, just sitting there. Like, oh boy,
You alright?
what? Fucking like blinks, glances up. I think so. Uh, yeah,
Um, he's fucking terrifying.
yeah, no shit. Fuck. She finally kind of, now that she's got her brain back, look over at this envelope and not pull anything out, but kind of like flick it open and like spread it to like look into it.
$20,000.
Her
And
eyes are gigantic.
and there's a long, basically long, slim report filed underneath.
Her eyes go enormous, and she laxes the paper shut and flips the flap on it again, and just looks up at Maria like, "What the fuck? What did I do?"
She just looks at you. What's wrong?
uh, I don't know if something's wrong. I don't think anything's wrong.
Okay. Um, why is the medicine in your room?
She needed tending, and I wanted to talk to her.
Alright. Everyone's going a bit fucking haywire.
It was rough. Besides, she did me a real solid. Like she got hurt like that being the first one to jump.
It's your
So,
job.
oh, she did it good.
Nods.
Whew. Maria, what time is it?
Looks at her watch. It's about 2.
Jesus Christ, it's been a day.
Well, I don't mean to say this, but you kind of brought the dead mother into my house. So I don't really know what to do. Feels like I'm back at school again.
That kind of cracks her. It's your house.
I know, but I don't want to kick her out.
Just hang out and let her chill
Yeah,
until the
but it
others.
feels really weird.
Don't stop being such a baby about it, then.
No! Storms off. You know, you stop being such a baby. You know what I mean? Immediately.
She finally grins and she will stuff that envelope in her pocket for now. One of the big jacket pockets. And kind of pitch a glance around because isn't Lena also upstairs?
Yeah, yeah.
She'll
Ending to Cassie.
yeah. She'll take a minute to put the tea stuff back in the kitchen, though she will afterwards come out to the front to poke her head out to see if um what is that pack name? Striders of the Ice Wolf, see if any of them are like fucking peeling towards the house.
You can see the trio, I mean, they're advancing like a wave.
Well, she just she pokes her head out, catches sight, and just opens the door.
And yeah, do you want to end it there, Katie?
Yeah, I guess actually, can I before I close while it's still recording? At some point, she's going to get a minute, step aside into a room, and take a look at this report. Just a quick skim to see what the gist is.
You are involved in debt collection.
Oh, oh dear.
You are to meet Vincent at this time, and you're to help him collect the following debts.
Oh boy.
You're allowed to use computer access as well. You are mainly the collector of information. He collects the debts itself.
Oh good.
You are on his team.
Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh dear. Yeah, I think we could close it there. I think I'm just gonna hit the button.